Good morning, good afternoon, good day, and we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us this morning. I am in the presence of two amazing women today, and they are going to help me with helping you set some amazing goals for 2024. It's that time of year when we start thinking about what do we want to do differently or the same in 2024 that we did in 2023. So we're going to give you a moment to do that today. We want you to take time for yourself and just carve out a few minutes and let's see what kind of amazing goals we can help you set for your success in 2024. This workshop is being hosted and brought to you by the New Coach Mastery Guild, and we are a group that's in front of or located on top of alignable.com. And the New Coach Mastery Guild is designed for new coaches, helping them understand the world and the business of coaching. We know how to ask great questions, but do we know how to manage the business? And a lot of times it's you trial and error, figuring it out on your own. And we want to help them to shorten that learning curve by providing this group of seasoned coaches, of other support people, digital marketers, artists, wellness practitioners, whatever it is that you will need. Because as coaches, we know it takes a village, not only to run your business, but to help you manage your life. So we wanted to make sure that new coaches had a leg up, so to speak, so that they could get busy helping other people, changing their lives while we take care of theirs. So as I mentioned earlier, I have two amazing women with me today, and they're going to help me share these vital skills around goal setting and journaling and how to bring the two of them together so that the parts of our life that seem like they're all over the place start to become aligned and start to make sense. And we don't get that feeling that we're on a hamster a guinea pig on a hamster wheel, trying to get the next nut, trying to get the next, trying to stay on top of it all. Oh my gosh. Ladies, can you help me out here? Do we feel that too?
Every single day.
Every single day. And Vonnie, you have children,
I
little
do.
children.
I do. I have four boys here at home and a husband. So setting goals and being more effective is definitely important.
And Dr. Karen, wow. I can't wait for you to tell us about your journey through wellness, but how do you handle yours on a daily basis?
Well, my two boys are young men, one of whom has a child. So I am surrounded by men as well. Thank goodness I have a daughter-in-law, or I would have been doomed.
That's
So
wonderful.
grateful.
Yes, you're a
So grateful,
grandmama
yeah.
then.
I am a Nona. Yes, that's my official title. And there's a new one coming in March. So I'll have another boy.
Oh my goodness, look at you.
Yes.
All right, ladies. Okay. Well, we're going to introduce ourselves real shortly here. I'm going to start off with introducing myself. I'm Kim Gray, and I'm the introvert marketing coach and the founder of the Marketing Monsters Academy. And these are my fellas, my monsters, and they are constants in my life. But I have figured out ways to kick them to the curb one at a time. And through the Marketing Monsters Academy, I help other introvert coaches do the same thing. Figure out who those monsters are and set up some strategies so that we can kick them to the curb and keep them at bay because they don't go away. They just keep resurfacing, waiting for you to have a weak moment so that they can keep you from marketing and growing in your business. Okay, I'll turn it over to Dr. Karen.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am a full-time STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math, middle school teacher. I accept your sympathies. Teaching in December or any month of the year, but December is extremely frustrating and challenging, but the journey has been unbelievable. Over the course of my 30-year teaching career, I have met probably 20,000 students and their parents who have touched my lives in many, many ways. I have also embarked upon my own personal wellness journey to help others. As a fitness coach, I teach barre, which is a combination of ballet, Pilates, and yoga, which is so much fun. I teach HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. That's not quite as much fun. And yoga, which is whole mind body experience. And I just adore all that I do. And my final, I guess you consider it journey, is being a wellness coach for an affiliate, actually, affiliate marketing for Monate, which is Modern Nature. We have hair care, skin care, wellness, pet, junior, men's, body care. And we just announced and launched our skincare, and it's skincare makeup. So it's a really nice addition to what we already are providing. I
I
am
did
very
take that
busy.
quiz. That quiz is
Oh, good.
amazing.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, and it's spot on. It's just amazing. I can share that as well later, but I'm just amazed at what you don't realize about yourself until you start putting the right things into your body and onto your body and into your hair. Because you figure your skin is the biggest organ in your body and it's absorbed into the bloodstream almost immediately. So if you put a toxin into your body, you just have to be careful about that. So I've helped hundreds of people change their lives in many different ways, from the way they look, the way they feel, the way they act. Their daily habits have completely transformed them. And watching the transformation to me has just made my, if you want to call it a job, it's more of an adventure. It's just made my job so much more worthwhile, just watching the success of others. Because if others are successful under you and with you, it makes you feel like a leader, and just giving them the tools that they need to be their best versions of themselves. That's me in a
That's
nutshell. Yeah, I
that's
mean,
true.
I'm very busy, but it keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah, you look like a troublesome one.
I am. But ironically, people say to me, "You're so extroverted," and I'm not. I'm an introvert through and through.
Yes.
I'm very uncomfortable going places if I don't know exactly where I'm going, with whom I'm meeting, where I'm meeting them. Like, I'll say, "Can you come outside and bring me in?" I have never gotten over that. And I think it's partially because I'm single. We've been happily divorced. We're really good friends, just for, I guess, 12 years now. And I just never really was used to not having him with me. So I became a little introverted and afraid to be my true self, going through a lot of things I went through in my life, which I'll touch upon later. But I've now gained the confidence I need to feel I can be my best version of myself every day.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. All
You're
right.
very welcome.
Dr. Vani. Da, 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 da.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Vani. I am a Kingdom journal writing and leadership coach, and I create bit faith-based and themed prayer journals, devotion journals, affirmation journals, and goal journals. One of the reasons we are here today, to really help women to open up, to connect with God, to really so that they can create their God intended impact. And so I am super excited to be here with you all to talk more about journal writing and goal setting. If you're not used to journaling, trust me, it is an amazing and powerful tool that will help you in all areas of your life. So get ready.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Vani. All right. So let's get right to it. We're going to have some conversations, and then we're going to do some activities together. We're not going to leave you in the lurch. We're going to walk you through how to make this journaling venture work for you. So, look, I'm going to take you on our next exercise, which is called One Word. And then we're going to spend time, the three of us, speaking about the goals that we want to set for our business, our life, for our wellness for 2024. Dr. Karen's going to talk more about wellness goals and why they're important, and speak a little bit about her journey to her wellness goals. And then Dr. Vani is going to come back and take us through the writing exercise and using the weekly goal journaling booklet that's listed here. And you can use the link in our group. There'll be a link where you can go to get your own copy of that weekly goal journal. All right. So in one word, I'm a member of our Raleigh, North Carolina ICF chapter. So it's a International Coach Federation chapter within the global. And every year we would have a speaker who would come and do this exercise with us called One Word. And there was a movement created a few years ago where people would come up with one word to describe something in their life. So what we did, we decided we were going to use it to define what's the one thing you need to focus on for your growth in this next year that you can use like as the litmus test to keep you focused on moving forward and moving towards that one word or keeping that one word engulfed in your life. And I'm not a woo woo foo foo person, but I could tell you this thing really works. And it works really well when I made these in images into I made these images for each person so that they could have a screensaver on their computer, and it would help them it would be right there in front of them all the time. And it does work when you can see it all the time. So I want us to take a few moments to think about what's the one word that I'm going to need to work on this one thing or do this one thing, one word, not two words that are mushed together into one, just one word, one long sentence of 50 words, one word that says, here's who I want to be, here's what I want to focus on, here's what I need to work on. So let's take a moment and think. I've been thinking about mine for a few weeks. This was really like right on time. So let's take a few moments and think, what word would that be? When you get the word, let me know. What do y'all think? Dr. Karen, you come up with a word?
I did. My word is enough.
Enough. Okay, give me a little bit behind that.
I feel as if I'm always trying to one up myself, whether it be in a workout or in management, time management, getting my work done in a more timely fashion. I just have to accept myself where I am and say, you know what? You've done enough. You are enough.
Wonderful. That's a great word. Wow, thanks for sharing. Dr. Vani, how about you?
My word is obedience.
Give me some more. Why that word?
Because I've been running when it comes to my spiritual life, not the last several weeks, but going into 2024, God has made it very clear that when I am given an assignment, I am to be obedient, point blank, period.
Do what you're told.
Yes.
When he speaks, you gotta listen.
Yes.
My mom used to think it was her, but I knew it was God.
She just vocalized what he was telling her.
you know, in the various ways. But anyway,
Mhm.
my word is patience. And it's been one of those years where I've had to learn that people don't move at the same pace and they don't move as fast as I need them to. And being a coach really challenges your patience because when you walk into the situation, you have to be willing to let it go because it really needs to happen on their terms. And it's hard to do when it's family. And so patience is going to be my word for the year so that in everything I do, I'm displaying patience, not only with others, but also with myself. Great. So I will put images together and send them out to you if you want to put them on your desktop or wherever you can, and it'll be there for you.
Thank you.
How'd that feel?
Thank you. That was good. I enjoyed that.
It's very cleansing because you really do have to dig deeply to find one word because there are billions of words in the English vocabulary. So just focusing on one is really challenging,
Yeah.
Yep.
especially when you're a squirrel.
Or where you are, yes, when you're yes, squirrel minded, right? Oh, look, I could be. Oh, well, yeah. Thank you. All right, so we got our juices flowing and we're thinking now. We've got our one word. So now we're going to take it just a little further. And let's see how you can connect the dots between that one word and the goals you want to set for 2024. Now, you can set those goals for your business, for your life, for your health. But here's what we want you to do. We want you to make sure it's a SMART goal. Don't we, ladies? We want SMART goals, right? Okay, help me out with the S. What's the S?
Specific.
Specific. We want to know specifically what it cannot be vague. Vague goals don't work, do they?
Not at
No.
all.
And they can seem overwhelming when you say, I want to lose weight, and then you don't tell how much. You might only want to lose 10 pounds, but you put this big thing, and then you say, well, I can't do it. But you never said how much you wanted to lose or by when. And that's the other part. Measurable is the M. You want to be able to measure the goal that you set. So how many of that thing do you want to gain? Thinking about your business. You say, I need to find some clients. That's what they'll tell me. I want to find some clients. I'm like, so how many? Well, don't know. So I say, well, how many can you handle? Okay, maybe 6. Really? You need 6 clients? Yeah, 6 clients will work. For the year? Well, if I sign them up for a year of coaching, yes, 6 will work. See what I'm saying? So you got to think about, what is it you're trying to get folks to do? Is it a 6-month program? Is it a 12-month program? Is it a 90-day program? Then you know every 90 days you're going to have to do this again. So you either need to put up a waiting list or something. But so think about the goals for your business. How soon do you want to do it? How much of it do you want? And by when?
Mhm.
So, Dr. Vani, how about life? What do you think? Anything different we should think about?
Mm. Yeah, so when thinking about life goals in 2024, I would look at and reflect on 2023. What went well? What did you learn? What values have changed? How have you grown? Just really taking an audit of 2023 to know how it is you want to move in life in 2024.
Great. All right. Dr. Karen, I wanted to give you some room and time to share with us what you feel about wellness, how important it is to set goals, and a little bit about your story of wellness from the journey that you've taken thus far.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm working in the Pennsylvania area. So if you think people aren't moving as fast as you want them in North Carolina, imagine moving a couple of states north. And I'm going to tell you, patience is definitely a virtue. I found with my own personal wellness journey, it has kind of necessitated what I'm doing today. I struggled with an eating disorder from the age of 12, and I finally got the help I needed at age 48. So I pretty much my entire life was struggling with something I didn't know I had. Body dysmorphia, I would overexercise, undereat, and I wasn't giving my body the nutrition that it needed. Food is definitely medicine. Now I'm finding I can help others because I know my triggers. I recognize all of that. I'm able to set up my coping skills and work through it. And I've found if I can help myself, then I can help others. I couldn't help myself for the longest time. But when I finally got the help I needed from an organization called the Renfrew Center, which is in Radnor, Pennsylvania, they were just so encouraging. But at the same time, it was tough love. So I found that it's not always easy to help others and be nice. Sometimes you have to be the heavy and really encourage them, but with a little bit more of a stern voice. Because if you're all like, oh, you'll be fine, fine is the worst word out there. You want to be wonderful. You want to be spectacular, fantastic, all of the highest superlative you can possibly imagine. And highly superlative is a double superlative. You want to go as high as you possibly can with this. And I found that as I help others with whether it be my personal products because they're suffering from hair loss or acne or adult cystic acne, or they're having digestive problems, like all of our products help you. And I found that helping them with their bodies, their body types, and their inside, because if you put it in your body, it's going to come out. It's either going to make you grow or it's going to make you shrink. So more times than not, we just shovel the food in and we don't even think about what's going to happen tomorrow. And I've just been really grateful and blessed to watch progress, whether it be my students. I help them with yoga 2 days a week, watch them grow. Early intervention is so important. And you can help kids who you may find struggle with, whether it be their body dysmorphia or their flexibility, their mental acuity, their positivity, emotional is huge right now in schools. I'm going to just tell you. So helping ages probably 12 on up, because 12 is where I started. 12 is where my problem began. And I think back to myself, I'm teaching middle school. I am still stuck where I started my eating disorder, which I think is completely ironic. But I think God put me there for a reason. I'm there to help other students realize you are enough. You've got this. And if you can't, let's work through it. Let's set some goals, baby goals. Don't try to take on the whole world the same day. Maybe you want to be able to touch your toes by January. That's a goal, a little bit every day. It's not going to be so hard as I want to do a split tomorrow. Like, that's not realistic. And as adults, I think we need to do the same thing. Break it down to small little pieces, work it through. Maybe you can't do a burpee, which I hate them, by the way. You can't do a burpee. I don't blame you. Okay. But you work it into something smaller, like an inchworm, which is working your way down, working your way up using a mat. Nothing earth shaking. So I think just breaking it all down, knowing why you're doing what you're doing, when you're doing it. Because some people think, oh, I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next month. January is a great time to start. But do you realize the week after January 1st is over, all the people who have memberships at gyms either cancel them or let them expire. But that first week, they come in guns a-blazing. My classes are full. I have 15 to 20 people in the classes. And then they slowly start to dwindle. But that's when I come in, forming a community. My girls, mostly girls, I have some guys, mostly women, I should say. We have a group and it's a little support team. We send out messages to each other, helping to support each other. I tell them, if you need me, I'm here 24/7. You have a problem, drop me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Having that group has been extremely beneficial. And we work together and support each other, whether it be a birthday. Some of these girls have nobody at all in their lives. Their parents have passed away. Their children have moved on, if they even have children. Maybe animals are in their lives, but animals can only do so much for self-care. And I'll say to them, hey, listen, if you have us and you have nowhere to go on Christmas, I said to my girlfriend last night, come to my place. What? I said, sure, come to my place. So we need to realize what people are bringing to the table. And as a coach, we need to dig as deeply as we can to help them experience who they really are. And again, like I said, be your best version of yourself because everybody else is taken.
I
I don't know.
love that.
That's
You
that's where I am,
you
from
give
the
that
little
a lot.
guys all the way up. We all need to support each other. I always say have a pack because the pack has your back.
Look at you. That's great. I love how you create the community because you are so right. I need to get back into the water. I need to get back into the gym. And and as I was thinking about this program we were going to do, I said, what are some of the things I want to do?" And so it's been really helpful to know that we're getting ready to do this. We're going to do this today, and then we're going to talk about why we did this later on in the year and check back in. So there we
But the one
go.
thing I wanted to add that I forgot,
Yeah.
when you help others, you have to remember you. You are important. We can't just help others. We need to remember self-care is extremely important. Even if it's an hour every other day, 15 minutes every day. Just do something for yourself and reward yourself. I have to tell you, when I got this cute little journal that you all gave me, so thank you so much. I love it. And it came with stickers, and every sticker spoke to me in some way. And I thought to myself, why not reward if I do something good, give myself a sticker. And then when I get 5 stickers, do something special. As children, we were through behavior modification our whole lives. Am I right? Yes. And you
Correct.
then get a reward if you do something good, whether it's a grade, you're rewarded with a grade, awarded with a grade. If you do something well in sports, you get a trophy. Well, now everybody gets trophies, but it used to be you earn the trophy. You might get, an extra couple of minutes, give yourself a little spa day, like whatever. Do something for yourself. Go get a manicure, go to the hairdresser. Do something for yourself because nobody else is going to do it.
I love the stickers. Now, I was just looking at them this morning. I'm like, I'm going to put those on the front of my journal. I love those motivational stickers, Dr. Bonnie. Thank you. So yes, self-care. So that's, Dr. Karen, that is what this is about. These goals are about you. What is it you want in your business for 2024? What is it that you want to change in your life for 2024? And your wellness. What is it you want to change or do different for your wellness in 2024? Because maybe you reached the goal you set for 2023. All right, then let's set the new goal for 2024 and see how much more you can do in those areas. Okay. So I want to give us about a few minutes to think about what it is we want to do, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we're coming on back and we're going to share with you the business life and wellness goals that each of us came up with in that period of time away from you. So I'm going to go last, and I'm going to have Dr. Bonnie go first with her business goal that was smart, measurable, actionable, reasonable, and timely.
Alrighty, so my business goal is by the end of 2024, I will have my discipleship curriculum in 10 different churches or ministries or small groups or seminary schools.
Wonderful. Now, so what is your smart life goal?
Um, by the end of the day or each day, I will stop working by 4 p.m. Well, on most days to spend time with my family.
Wonderful. And your wellness goal?
By the end of 2024, I will lose 60 pounds.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have fun with journaling when we get ready to do the journaling conversation. Let's talk to Dr. Karen to find out what her smart business goal
Thank
is.
you. By the end of 2024, I will introduce money to at least 24 new market partners and 24 new VIP customers.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. And how about your smart life goal?
My smart life goal is by the end of 2024, I will say no to 90% of any opportunities which do not bring me joy.
Mm. And your smart wellness goal?
My smart wellness goal is by the end of 2024, I will dedicate at least 1 hour per week to personal care.
Okay. All right. So I'll do my smart business goal is to, by the end of 2024, to have at least 3 coaching schools, to be able to get 3 coaching schools to buy into, including the Marketing Monster Academy of business building for coaches in their curriculum, or as a sponsor opportunity, some type of a joint venture collaboration. my smart life goal is to increase my social ministry to 8 hours a month by the end of 2024. And then my smart wellness goal is to lose 30 pounds, but I hope to do it before then. So I'm going to say by June of 2024 to have lost 30 pounds. Yeah, that sounds better. Okay. All right. So we've got all of these written down and in our big picture. And so this is great. In our big picture, we've done this. But now here's the challenge. Now we're going to journal, and Dr. Shavon is going to Bonnie is going to take us through how to use the journals that we all got and help us with making sure we're using it the right way. So if we think about a big journal, a big target, like but she has an exercise, so we're gonna let her do that. But all I'm saying is, we all talked about higher goals, like being able to get my program in front of 3 coaching schools. There's these little steps I got to take. So I'm going to let Dr. Bonnie take us from there.
All right. So first, I'm going to share 3 reasons it's important to break down your big goal. So one reason is focus. When you're looking at a big goal, it can be very overwhelming. It can cause you to stress out, to break down, and really, ultimately, you won't be able to realize your greater purpose. So breaking down your big goals into smaller goals will help you stay focused. 2, organize. Breaking down your big goal into weekly goals help you keep your priorities priorities. And number 3, it limits your stress. One reason stress arises in us is because we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Breaking your big goals down into weekly goals allows you to see that light. So breaking your big goal into weekly goals helps you stay focused, organized, and limits your stress. Now, I have a journaling exercise, and this is just an example, and how you reach this goal can be reached in different ways. So let's say your big goal is by the end of Q1 in 2024, I will have 10 new clients. Again, this is just an example. And as it pertains to you, there can be different ways to reach this goal. So how do we break this big goal into a smaller goal for 1 month? So let's say week 1. By the end of week 1, and you should assign a date to your smaller goal. So by the end of week 1, which is, I have no idea, January 6, 2024. Again, just an example. I will review my current client demographics and needs. Why do you want to do that? Well, if you want 10 new clients, you really need to make sure the clients you have are the clients you need and want for your business. Week 2, by the end of week 2, I will make sure my offer clearly states what I have to give my new clients. Week 3, by the end of week 3, I will have my landing page for my offer completed and updated. You don't want to reach out to new clients and you don't have somewhere to send them. And week 4, by the end of week 4, I will have content for. Now, the example I said Facebook. However, if you show up on multiple platforms, I suggest having your content planned for whatever your most popular platform is. If you get most of your content from Instagram, in week 4, you're working on your content platform for Instagram. However, if you are a business owner that has the same content that you share across multiple platforms, then in week 4, all you would have to do is just schedule your content out for all your platforms and it would be the same. But if you show up differently on Facebook versus Instagram or Alignable or LinkedIn or whatever other platform you use, take each week to plan out what you want to put on these different social media platforms so that you're not overwhelmed doing everything at once. Now, again, this was just an example. So if it just so happens that you do want extra clients by the end of quarter 1, how you reach that bigger goal may be different. But this is a great way to keep track of, okay, this is how I'm really going to get 10 new clients, because it is much harder to just say, oh, 10 clients, let me just reach out to 10 people. No, there are different things you need to have in place to get that done.
So I love how you have the journal broken out, and that you have what, like you said, each week. What is my goal for the week? What do I need to do to reach it? It
Mm-hmm.
says, is my goal SMART? What's my goal for next week? I'm sorry. What is my goal? No, what is my goal for the week? What do I need to do to reach the goal? And is my goal SMART? And then at the end of the 4 weeks, you have a place for checking in. So in
Mm-hmm.
the last 4 weeks, how often have I reached my goals? I love that part,
Mm-hmm.
because if we don't recognize or acknowledge that we've done anything, right, then we can't celebrate. I like to celebrate success. And then you say, in the next 4 weeks, how will I increase my ability to reach my goals? That's great, because if what you were doing, if what you were doing was generating the results you want, great, then keep doing that. But if they weren't, how are you going to adjust so that you can, if you have to do more, what more would that be? And as introverts, sometimes we're like, you know what, that's all I'm willing to do. And
Like,
that's okay. Just consistently keep doing it then. All right. Because if you don't want to change, that's fine. Then it just means you need more time. And because we're introverts, we don't necessarily go where thousands of people are. We
mm-hmm.
don't put ourselves out there for fear we might get thousands. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm like, no, because I'm an introvert and I want small circles of people. Well, okay. So just be honest with yourself. If you don't want that kind of traffic, then it's okay if that's how you choose to do what you do with yours. Okay. So just celebrate the small steps that you're taking. And then I love in here how you say picture it, photos, drawings, and ideas of my goal journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
So
think
in this
pictures are huge. Go ahead.
weekly goal journal, and the link will be provided. There's limited stock, just because this particular goal journal will be retired is a nice way to say it, but there will be another Goal Right Achieved journal that will be available in 2024. Now what Miss Kim is talking about, the picture it here. Uh-oh, can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So picture it allows you, if you're going to use this for weight loss. My mom, she used her goal journal to take pictures of her weight loss progress. Um, Pictures of what it's like in your business life, or maybe you're spending more time with your family like I am. So pictures of family time. If you want to draw out what it would look like for you, that's what you would put there. Now there's another page that is called Mind
Mind
Space.
space. Mm-hmm.
And so here is a blank space. And in that space, that is where you can put extra ideas that may relate to your goal, but are not your priority. Remember, number 2, you want to be organized. Keep your priorities. And a way to stay focused and organized is if you use that space when you get an idea, oh, this would be great for my business. Yes, it will be great for your business, but not your goal right now. Write it in your mind space. Everything that's attached to that idea or that thought, so that you do not forget it, but you can come back to it and add it at the appropriate time when it's time for that thought to be added to your next goal, your quarter two goals, or your quarter three goals, your end of the year goal. So we don't want your thought to be wasted, but we want you to stay on track with your bigger goal.
That is so good. It's kind of like a parking lot for your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts and ideas. And I have a lot of my clients are ADHD, and they are just like all over the place, all over the place. And I get to be able to get them to focus. I'm the one that helps them focus on what is it we're doing now? Have we changed direction? And they're like, no, I was just, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, just help me understand, what are we still doing? And as the coach, you don't want to say, well, that wasn't what we talked about last week. As the
Mm-hmm.
coach, you say, what is it you want to talk about this week? And if it's different than what we did last week, that's fine. But now we need to talk about, are we changing the plans we made last week? Are
Mm-hmm.
those plans changing, right? So thank you. I love, love, love. I want to talk to Dr. Karen because, excuse me, Dr. Bonnie gave us a great example around business goals. I want you to help us understand wellness goals, because those are seen to be the hardest ones to reach, because it's like, if I'm not dying, um, maybe I will have that extra piece of chocolate cake. You're on mute, Dr. Karen.
Sorry about that. I always tell people if they reduce a little at a time, you won't feel the effects so much. So if you are trying to stop snacking after 7, maybe you start snacking after 8 first, and then you start snacking after 7:30 first. And then eventually you'll get to your point where, okay, I stopped when I'm supposed to stop. And then eventually you think, I don't need snacks. It's dinner time now. So you've backed it up a little, a little, a little, and you get to the point where, okay, I'm having dinner and that's my last meal of the day. I always tell people to front load with water. As soon as I wake up in the morning, it gets your metabolism going. Drink your water, eat your multivitamin or whatever you do. I drink greens because I'm not really good at fruits and vegetables. So I have this. I'm not trying to plug, but I drink this right here, and it's 37 fruits and vegetables. So I don't have to worry about my nutrients. I'm drinking them because I'm lazy. It's green. You think it would taste like kale, but it tastes like berries, which is heavenly. If you set smaller goals for your workouts, maybe start out doing a 10-minute walk, build up to 15-minute walk, eventually be walking around the block. And after you walk around the block, maybe go 2 times around the block, and maybe go to the park and try to do a loop around the park. Don't try to get on your bike and bike 10 miles. You're going to fall over. Don't try to run a marathon. You're going to kill yourself. So just little itty bitty teeny weeny steps. Like I was saying earlier about my students, I let them slowly increase their flexibility. If your range of motion is better, you will be able to perform more daily tasks, and you will also be able to do more strength training. If you aren't limber and you try to work out, you're going to get hurt. So just remember, prepare before you jump in to do this enormous task. If you've never done something before, do you automatically become a senior in high school? No, you have to start in kindergarten. Every year builds on a skill. You'll eventually get to the point where, okay, I'm ready to graduate. I'm ready to move on to something new. But you have to slowly introduce each new concept, each new skill, soft skills, hard skills. We're not built ready to do, we're ready to do everything, but we're not built to do it yet. Like I'm watching my 1-year-old grandson learn how to talk. He's hysterical. He knows what he wants, and darn it, he knows how to get it. If he says it loud enough, he's going to get that train turned on. But he can't articulate the words, but he can make sounds. So we do learn. Our brain develops slowly, and I'm really into brain-based learning. So once you get to a point where you're able to make better decisions as your prefrontal cortex grows together by age 27, men sometimes longer, but we learn how to be good problem solvers, and you're teaching yourself how to do what you need to do. What's the mean to the end? You can't just wake up in the morning and just expect everything to fall into place. You have to build the foundation for you to build each skill, each strength, and eventually you will become a stronger person, someone who can do more, have more resilience, have the ability to endure more. But initially, no, don't do it. You're setting yourself up to fail, in my opinion, if you try to set your goals too high. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully that helps clarify.
I do want to ask a question because
Sure.
I'm like, I have a wellness goal of the weight loss, but can I be successful thinking that if I just increase my activity, I'll be okay? Because I love food, and I am not even thinking of changing how I eat because I love my food.
I
So,
have bad news.
okay,
The bad news is 80% of your fitness is in the kitchen, 20% is in the gym.
really?
So no.
So then how do I know how would I'm not a I'm not a risk taker. I'm more around how will I know I need the right recipe or I need to know the right things to do for
That's
me.
where that's where wellness coaches come into play. I will be 100% thrilled and honored to help you with that journey. There are recipes which will set you up to succeed, and there are recipes which will set you up to fail. There are foods which, no matter what you do with them, are not good for you. Sugar is one of them. White flour is another one. Gluten is another one. And I stopped with all of those things recently. I don't really like it so much, but it's making a complete change in who I am, how I react. My level of stress is decreased. I have more energy. I really don't tire after something difficult. I keep going. In fact, you're not going to believe this, but when I get home after teaching 2 back-to-back really high intensity classes, I come home and I'm ready to set the world on fire. I used to want to set my house on fire. But I found that I'm feeding off everyone else's energy. And this is another tip I have for you. If you are planning to do any of this, get a partner. Find someone who is going to be your accountability partner. As a coach and as a personal trainer, that's what I do with my clients. I check in with them all the time, even if it's, hey, how's it going? Anything that can help to support you? They usually say no, but at least I offered.
Mm.
And if you have somebody who's like the two of you, you're on a similar goal. Maybe you could be each other's accountability partner. And I can be the bad guy to come in and say, hey, that's not working. We need to fix it. Let's tweak it a little bit. So does that
Okay.
help? Does that help clarify a little bit? I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but tough
Oh,
beanie babies.
you know it is not what I wanted to hear, but I try to limit my portion size. I remove the gluten as much as I can.
Mhm,
I'm eating plant-based sugars, and there was a third thing you said, and I said I don't do those either. So
mhm.
because I know I have an
White flour. Mhm.
autoimmune disease, and I have inflammatory issues I have to watch out for. So I try to be really strategic about the foods I buy and foods I
That's
eat.
smart.
But it
And
just
what about your size of your plate? Reduce the size of your plate. It's mind over matter.
I
Just
really had to get a saucer size plate
hmm
because you're right. Because if I'm going to fill a plate, I'd rather it be a saucer plate than a dinner plate. So that's
exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
hmm And when you go out to dinner, because I know it's really when you go out to dinner, you're at the disposal. I mean, at the mercy of what they give you. Ask for a
Mhm.
half plate.
Mhm. With the prices the way they are, I don't eat out like that anymore. I do a lot
hmm
more cooking at home because I'm appalled at some of the prices you get
I
charged at
agree.
the
But if you're
restaurant.
going on vacation and you're staying in a hotel, you're not in a villa where you can cook your own food. Just think about that. Like we're headed to Aruba in January, and I know I'm going to have to be super careful because it's, you're in vacation mode and you get a little risky in vacation mode. I've told everyone there we're working out every day on the beach.
That's
And
cool.
just, you don't want to feel full. Feeling full makes you feel lazy, and being lazy makes you want to sit on the couch. So just don't do that. If you have an option, I was thinking about this earlier. Take the steps. Don't take an elevator. If there's a way to get there, or two ways to get there, one's straight, one's around, go around. Instead of going point A to point B, go from like A to like R to S to Q, wherever. Just keep back and forth. Eventually you'll get to your destination. But don't be afraid to settle yourself in about a couple of minutes early. Park further away from your places where you're going. Just don't be afraid to carry your own things. Like, people say, "Oh, can I get that for you?" No, I've got it. They think because I'm small, I can't do anything. Like, I just can't reach stuff. I can carry a ton. I just can't reach anything.
Well, we're coming to the end, and this has really been a great time together. And I always love to go back over what it is that we've been able to share. And we talked about the one word. And what's your one word, Dr. Karen?
Enough.
Right. And Dr. Vani, what's your one word?
Obedience.
Great. And mine is going to be patience. All right. Then we talked about some big 2024 goals in our business life and wellness. And then um, Dr. Karen and Dr. Bonnie were able to help us understand how to take those big goals, break them down into smaller ones, and get them into the journal. And there were some great statistics around the benefits of journaling. And some of them had to do with what we talked about today. It gives you a way to reduce your stress, improve your emotional well-being, enhance your problem solving, even get better sleep. Even though you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and make a note to put in your journal. And it helps to increase self-understanding. And as introverts, we are very self-aware, but don't we love learning more about who we are as individuals? So I just want to leave that with you that, journaling is going to be beneficial not only for your business and the tangible things you can achieve, but also for your health and your wellness. And as you move forward and putting these pieces in place, we want to be there with you. So be sure to check in to the group, come on into the open office hours, come on and find your accountability partner. Let's get some things set and let you get you moving forward and reaching your goal.
Mm.
So ladies, what would you like to say as we let everyone go on their way?
I will go first if no one else wants to. I encourage you to seek help if you can't handle it yourself. There are experts in the field. If we were all the same, life would be boring. So we all have our unique talents. Some are more willing to share them than others. I would love and be honored to work with any of you to help you with your journeys. But thank you for the
Wonderful.
time today. Appreciate Kim organizing everything.
This was fun. Dr. Vani, how about you?
Writing, while in the beginning it can seem uncomfortable, but it is definitely a powerful tool. So you can get you a notebook or a journal. I have plenty of journals. You can get in contact with me, but just take a few moments just to start every day and write something simple. How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Just to get you in the groove of understanding how powerful journal writing is for you. And if you ever need any journaling help or journaling partner, feel free to reach out to me.
Wonderful. I'm going to make sure that the slides that they need to be able to get in touch with you, that those are going to be made available. And I thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your Saturday morning with me. Have a great rest of your
Thank
weekend.
you.
Okay.